Hello, happy Friday. Welcome to Freedom March. I'm Levan Miller. Thank you for joining us. You're tuning in to 103.5 FM The Beat. You're probably also joining me on channel 224 or channel 112, that's on cable or on Flow TV. Or you might be joining me on ILTV Studios on Facebook. I've got to get the YouTube link. I still haven't gotten it for you. But you just hold fast to the faith. I promise you, one of these days you're going to turn on the TV and I'll be able to give you the link. So, of course, I say like I do always, if you are already listening to my voice, that's not for you. I want you to get on your phone and call your friends and tell your friends that Levan's on the radio and he's on 103.5 or that he's on 224 or that he's on 112 or that he's on ILTV so that they could stop watching whatever they was doing and they could come over here and actually listen to radio that matters, eh? So there's several things that's going on today. But before we get to any of those matters, I want to say like I do always, before you all get to the liquor drinking and hooliganism on the weekend, before you get to the happy houring or whatever other sultry, sinful things that you get into on a Friday, I want to encourage every one of you, do every single thing in your power that is possible, not to do anything, not to participate in any action that will either add to or take away from the population this weekend. And if you do that, I assure you that Commissioner Shanta Knowles and her men will not have to come and get you. I assure you that you will not get to experience the wonderful auspices of the Grove Police Station and the wonderful professional locking-upism of Superintendent Sweeting and Inspector Gator. So continue down that pathway, and I think it's going to be a pretty decent weekend. So among the things that are I don't know, there are just so many things that bother me as I move around Nassau. There are so many things that just aren't functioning. I want to talk about that a little bit. And then, of course, you know, like we've been doing over the past couple of weeks, I got more free things to give away today on the show. I'm going to tell you right now, two of the ways to win. I've got Stayco tickets. That's what they are. But among the ways to get the Stayco tickets, I'm giving two to the first woman that called me. And I'm going to give one to the last woman that called me. And then I'm going to give two to the first fella under the age of 40 that have a decent pair of soft fans that he will take with him this weekend. So that's already how we get given away the first couple. Stay with us, we'll figure out how to give the other ones away. When I get back, Bradley Rowell will be with me. Don't go anywhere. Freedom March is on the next side of this break. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Levan Miller. We are on 103.5 FM The Beat. Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor, joins me in studio. That's a lot of stairs, Bradley.
Oh, yeah. It's a workout.
Spiritual advisor Bradley Roll, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you so much, Levan. Good to be here. I can tell you one thing.
Them 31 steps ain't no joke.
You know, something about age. I think I'm starting to feel it now.
I could tell if you go up that long enough. My daddy said they say that'll make you a man. That will make you a dead man. That will make you a dead man.
Now I see why doctors recommend,
Yeah.
like in my case, that you walk. You don't have to run to prove anything.
Yeah.
If you walk at a good pace, for at least 3 times a week, you'll be all right.
I'll tell you something that I learned during my time when I was high speed, low drag, right? Like these days I'm kind of, medium speed, a little bit of drag, but I still don't mess around, so don't test it, right? Nothing prepares you for stairs.
Wow.
The only thing that can prepare you for running the stairs is running the stairs.
Yeah.
Like even if you did miles of running, even if you did copious amounts of weightlifting, even if you could even do Swedish PT, which I think we should make a national thing, by the way, Dr. Michael Davel. I think you should find a guy, his name is Brave Sawyer. I think you should tell Brave Sawyer that you want him to implement Swedish PT in all of the communities as a part of the National Fitness Program. Michael Bentat, you could teach this one too, by the way. And you want to introduce that into the communities, and all of the people who are registrants of NHI and sign up to do Swedish PT will get, 5% off of something. Just offer something. And see if we could get the place healthier, because we ain't like we don't do good with this whole hospital. So let's just try to see if we could get less people to need to go there. But I digress. So Swedish PT has possibly been the most premier physical shape my body's ever been in, right? After 5 months of doing that. And can I tell you, even after being in enough shape to do a triathlon, boy, I still can't come up a flight of stairs. If whatever you have for me to the top of the flight of stairs, you could just keep that. I ain't want it.
Oh, throw it down.
Yeah. Boy. Anyway, so spiritual advisor, it's a Friday. I've already told the people, you've heard me tell them, don't do anything that would add to or take away from the population.
TGIF.
Yeah. But what does Holy Scripture have to say to us?
Thank God it's Friday. We're going to the book of Hebrews. We're continuing to look at Christ.
Okay.
And his representation as far as God is concerned. So we're going to the book of Hebrews chapter 1, reading 3 through 8. I invite you, please, to get your red Bibles and follow me. We're going to look at Jesus Christ and his radiance and how the writer here describes him as being the exact representation of God. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After he had provided purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven. And so he became as much superior to the angels as the name he has inherited is superior to theirs. So those who, for some strange reason, believe Jesus Christ is the Archangel Michael, and that's what the Seventh-day Adventist Church and the Jehovah's Witness movement teach, that Jesus is the Archangel. The pastor says that he is superior. Then Jesus and the angels are not on the same level. All right? The Son superior to angels. You see it, right? For to which of the angels did God ever say, you are my son? Who did he say it to? Which angel? Did he say it to Michael the Archangel? Today I have become your father, or again I will be his father and he will be my son. And again, when God brings his firstborn into the world, you look up the word firstborn in the Greek, watch what he says. Let all God's angels worship him. Jesus is superior to any angel that you may think he is, but he's not an angel because he's superior to him. And again, when God brings his firstborn into the world, he says, let all God's angels worship. Lesser always worship greater. Go ahead. Watch this now. And speaking of the angels, he says, he makes his angels spirits and his servants flames of fire. Look at this. But about the Son, he says, your throne, O God, will last forever and ever. A scepter of justice will be the scepter of your kingdom. The Father is calling the Son God. You see it, right? It's in your red Bible. But about the Son, he says, your throne, O God, will last forever and ever. A scepter of justice will be the scepter of your kingdom. I think I did enough this week to prove to you that Jesus Christ is God. Anything that has been taught other than this is to be cursed and to be driven back to the pits of hell.
Wow.
Hebrews chapter 1, 3-8, in your red Bible. Take some time this weekend, go over this passage, and then call me, 814-6096, because I believe I'm going to be elevated very soon. I'm going to be the spiritual advisor for the entire Bahamas.
Wow.
The Word of God is completely blessed.
So who wrote the book of Hebrews?
That's a very good question, but more than likely they're leaning towards Paul. We don't know the author. To be honest with you, yeah. I'll be honest with you. We don't know who the author really is, but when you look at the style, the language, and the message in there, biblical scholars lean more
Because Paul
towards
was a Roman.
Yeah. Well, he's a Roman citizen.
Precisely.
But he's
matter
Hebrew.
of fact, that's what he cased them out for. How dare you all beat me a Roman citizen?
They almost did him some injustice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it, know you not that I am a Roman citizen and, you hit me with a whip? Right? So I just find it quite interesting that it sounds like Paul writing, but why would Paul be writing to the Hebrews as a Roman?
Yeah. Well, he's a Hebrew of all Hebrews. He is a Hebrew. He told people he was. But of course he had Roman citizenship.
I have to investigate these things.
Yes, we have to. Absolutely.
So spiritual advisor, I heard your petition, right? And you know that, interestingly enough, I happen to be a justice of the peace for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Oh, really?
Yes, in fact I am.
Now, that's Paradise Island and the Providence?
And all of the rocks that surround it.
Because there are two sets of justice of the peace, right?
I am a justice of the peace.
For the entire Bahamas.
For the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Wow.
Given under Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth's reign, under the public seal of Governor General Dame Marguerite Pinling. Yeah. And so I've decided that I'm going to, I don't know, maybe Monday, I will draft an affidavit that from today on you be known as the spiritual advisor for the whole Bahamas.
Yeah. Because, I mean, quite frankly,
Given to you under public seal, under my signature and public seal.
No, I mean, I got to admit, though, that the years that I served as Rodney's spiritual advisor would be years I will never forget in my life.
Right.
Rodney was a very, very remarkable character. And listen, y'all don't mind all the
satire.
All the videos that's circulating about me getting upset with Rodney, and at one point I did walk off. That never did anything to our relationship.
Yeah.
Our relationship lasted right down to the wire. As a matter of fact, the last time I saw Rodney, it was a Thursday morning at a particular eatery. I think it was like 1 week before he died. And I don't know what caused me to do this, but when I saw him, I didn't know how to express myself. So I went and I gave him a hug.
Wow.
Right? I gave him a hug. Because I was looking at Rodney and I was wondering if this is the same person. He looked so different, you know? So I know that the people inside the area at the time was wondering what was going on. But when I saw him, I was drawn to just give him a hug. I said, Sandra, what's happening? You okay? He said, right here, my spiritual advisor. And we shared some thoughts.
Yeah. Time. That is exactly what happens with time. And I mean, and so as the world turns,
Yeah.
You know, if you believe like we believe, right? You understand and know
Oh,
that this
boy.
is a part of the design.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I had a good 14 years. I mean,
Yeah.
no one in this country has made me laugh so much like him.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah.
It was a good duo.
Yeah.
Bar none.
Yeah.
But you know, life
And
goes
so,
on.
and so you will be elevated now. You've proven that you've been a faithful steward.
Yeah.
You've been spiritual advisor to Rodney Munga, and so now on the public seal, we shall make you spiritual advisor.
I think I'm qualified. I'm, you know, well, maybe I can be put to the test. But,
Sure.
But I do believe that my biblical studies is enough to qualify for me to be the spiritual advisor for the entire Bahamas.
Yeah. Now you ain't like Alec. They asked Alec, say, Alec, come take us on a tour at the Bat Cave. So Alex said, I'll do it for $100. So they said, well, Alex, $100 to take us on a tour at the Bat Cave? Alex said, well, how much y'all want to pay? They say, well, $30. Alex said, well, for $30, y'all can take yourself on the tour at the Bat Cave. So then they said to Alex, well, Alex, for $100, you don't think we should at least get a certified tour guide? So Alex says, well, I'm a certified tour guide. They said, well, Alex, who certified you? You know what Alex said? Alex said, I certified myself.
Well, that's deep.
And so I hope you ain't like Alec. But notwithstanding that spiritual advisor,
Yeah.
I'm prepared to by public seal draft a document that will make you spiritual advisor for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. For the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, right?
No. Well, you know, let me leave that for another time.
Okay.
I was going to suggest something to the PLP, but I changed my mind.
What it make you? Hold on, let's make sure we zoom in. Would it make you a PLP? Brave, I got one for you.
Oh boy.
Brave, if we could invite the spiritual advisor. All you need to do is get the spiritual advisor on the stage at one rally. Make sure it's on Clifford Park.
But
You know how to say all the way. Say all the way.
I mean, I can say all the way. But listen.
That's all you need to say, Bradley.
Yeah. But listen. I got to eat.
Well, I just want you to eat a whole hot dog. I just want you to eat a whole hot dog. You want more than that? Really like hot dogs. I never see a man eat a hot dog like that in my life.
I got to eat.
Anyway.
Boy. Yeah. We're just having fun.
Yeah, so there are a number of things that's happening in and around the town, spiritual advisor. I see Chester Cooper is as happy as a Chester cat in Grand Bahama yesterday, and he was so happy. I mean, you could just see the jubilation in his eye. And I would say this, you know, the one thing I admire about Chester Cooper, right, is somehow Chester in his wisdom has figured out a way not to upstage his boss.
Okay.
And no matter how excited he gets, no matter how happy he is, no matter what is going on, Chester Cooper never lets people forget that he serves at the pleasure of the Prime Minister. And so, please celebrate my boss, right? Now, I'm not exactly sure if that's the way I would do it all the time, because here's what we do know, right? The Prime Minister has taken on an international agenda, yeah? The Prime Minister has been up and down, casing out the big companies about giving us money and the carbon credits and the going to London and the COP23 and the COP24 and the COP25, right? Mm-hmm. And the Prime Minister has been to and fro, Barbados, this place, that place, the next place, resiliency and global warming and how to build, you know, weather-resistant buildings, etc. So you know the Prime Minister couldn't also be in Grand Bahama, right?
Okay.
And like I tell you, I frequent Grand Bahama a whole lot. And for what it is worth, from what I've seen, Chester Cooper and the tourism effect, right? Like, the last time I was in Grand Bahama, I would tell you something that stood out noticeably to me. I was in the Winn-Dixie, and there were tourists in there.
Winn-Dixie still surviving?
Well, no, but Freeport people just call it the Winn-Dixie. It ain't been the Winn-Dixie for 25 years.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, but Freeport people don't have no sense. They just keep calling it the Winn-Dixie, the thing named Solomon's.
Oh,
but
okay.
they still say you get down by the Winn-Dixie. The Winn-Dixie ain't been there in 30 years.
Okay.
But that's Freeport people, right? So I went down by the Solomons. That is where the Winn-Dixie used to be, right? And there were white tourist people in there, which I found to be unusual because I can't remember the last time that I'd gone to Freeport, even in the harbor, and seeing tourists. Am I making sense to you? Like you'd see them sparsely at the Halukaya. You'd see them sparsely, maybe during your check-in at the hotels, right? I never ever take the ferry over to Taino Beach, and don't mind what they tell you, it is a beach, right? So I never take the boat over to Taino Beach, right? So I don't know, maybe the tourists them were all hiding there. But I found great joy in my last visit to Grand Bahama when I went to go and be with my sister. Who, sister, I's a terrible brother. You know I ain't called my sister and tell her Happy Mother's Day. Jesus wept. Sister.
I did two minds.
Happy Mother's Day, man. Don't kill me. I's the best brother you got. I's the best brother you got. You can kill me? Happy Mother's Day. I did forget. All right? So I went to Freeport, and side by side, I'm in the Solomons, and there are tourists. Like the white ones.
But there's a tourist of the ship, though, because Freeport.
Why would tourists from the ship be shopping in Solomons? That wouldn't make sense.
Freeport don't have an airport, right?
Yes, they have an airport.
The airport is working?
Yeah, well, the plane, I come in a plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought folks were saying that the airport was in.
No, I sat in the airport.
Really? Okay.
The airport has suffered some damage. The airport needs refurbishing, yes. I don't really know how they're doing it, but when I was there, the jet came and
How
took
long
us.
ago this was?
March 15th.
Okay.
Yeah, March 15th. And it was, does the airport need refurbishing, demolition, and rebuilding? Yes. What I'm saying to you, though, is the Airbnb market appears to be coming back up. I don't imagine that is without Chester Cooper's efforts and tourism dollars. What else is happening? There's just any number of things that are happening in Grand Bahama that you could just see the thumbprint of Chester Cooper on it. You could see that it is a tourist-driven initiative.
Really?
Yeah, you could see.
I need to take a look at that.
Yeah?
I need to take a look at that.
Even when you go to the Grand Lucaya, like the Grand Lucaya itself has never looked like this. And so obviously, I guess they understood the value in keeping the lights on. Yeah? They understood the value in not just allowing Freeport City to be a rut, right? And then the one thing I like about the God of the Bahamas is the God of the Bahamas is just burning nuisances down, right?
But the government is not responsible for Freeport, the Freeport proper.
The government of the Bahamas is
that's the
responsible
Port
for the
Authority.
whole Bahamas.
That's the Port Authority job.
Yeah, the Port Authority gets to run it day to day, but the government of the Bahamas is responsible for the whole Bahamas, dying Freeport Kingdom, plus Freeport, Grand Bahama, in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So anyway, what I'm saying is the God of the Bahamas is just burning things down that are unsightly. So the bazaar burned down, right? And that was perfect. He's able to push that rubble out of the way. And again, you begin to see Freeport City come together. Anyway, we go on to the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the next side of the break.
This segment of Freedom March is brought to you by Modernistic Garden and Pet Supply. For top quality dog food, shop online at modernisticgarden.com or visit our Palmdale, Carmichael, and Mullet Marathon locations today.
Welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. The spiritual advisor Bradley Rule is with me. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely,
So,
thank you. So
like I was saying, go to the ad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it quickly. So are your dogs hungry and tired of low-quality food? Give them the best of Modernistic. We carry all the top brands. Taste of the Wild, Diamond Naturals, Victor, Anukshuk at the lowest prices in town. If you're on a budget, we've got 50-pound bags starting at just $49. And for a limited time, buy any large bag of dog food and get a $10 coupon redeemable on select dog toys and treats. If you can't make it in, shop online at www.modernisticgarden.com and we'll deliver right to your door. Your pet deserves quality, your wallet deserves savings. Shop in store or shop online today. Hurry, or for more glass.
Thank you very much, spiritual advisor.
Yeah, man.
And so, like I was saying before we went to the break, spiritual advisor, I saw a clip yesterday. I don't know why we don't have it, but where Chester Cooper said, "I'm in a spirit of jubilation today. Don't ask me nothing about nothing else other than this hotel." I had to find that clip for you all at some point in this show. And I said, wow, it's amazing how Chester Cooper is somehow. He's never hid his ambition to be prime minister. He has said it publicly time and time again that he, one day when the opportunity comes, hopes to be prime minister, right? Of course, unlike the petty boy who say, I leave in politics for 5 years, but I coming back 5 years later to be the next prime minister. You see the difference? You see the difference in intelligence speak?
Well, at least he's honest.
Or he eats corned beef late at nighttime and the corned beef makes him dyspeptic, and in his dyspeptic state, he spews spuke out of his, Okay. And so, what I want to say is that I think that is going to bode well for Chester Cooper. To somehow just let it be about the prime minister, right? Albeit, there's really no real way to deny that it looks like a Chester thing, in my view, right? And so I just wanted to let them know that I saw that, or that was what I thought before I started getting on them today, because while we're having those successes, right? I'll tell you one of the other things that got on my nerves this week, spiritual advisor. What I cannot understand is how do they make things look so difficult, right? And so what I'm going to say now is that Jomo Campbell must be a Brian Ross, right?
Who?
Jomo Campbell.
Oh.
He must be a Brian Ross. Because what I can't understand is if a company fixed the flooding at the Western Esplanade, right? If I am not improperly informed, if the same company fixed the flooding of the sewer at the Arawa Key when Jomo fixed it so ably, right? Then why we ain't going to go look for that same company
To fix what now?
to fix the flooding on Bay Street by Commonwealth Bank? How long are we going to just let Commonwealth Bank float out to sea before it rained for 2 hours day before yesterday, spiritual. And I don't know how I forgot it, but I couldn't get past Commonwealth Bank to save my life.
Right, so is that a drain issue or?
I don't care what kind of issue it is. Here is what I know. What I know is 3 years ago, the corner right by the Western Esplanade, you know what I'm talking about, where the Western Esplanade meets Bay Street.
Corner by the Western Esplanade.
Yeah, Western Esplanade meets Bay Street. You know what that is?
Is that the hill portion or the second entrance?
The hill portion.
But across from Hotel.
Yes.
Okay.
You remember when they used to have ponding there, and that if it rained for 10 minutes, water would be almost around your waist, right?
At that section there?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Callers, if you all remember, remind the spiritual advisor. Oh, by the way, I got the tickets. You see that?
I don't remember that.
Right? A company fixed that.
Which company is that?
They don't pay me to advertise.
Okay, okay.
So-
let's leave that. Okay.
A company fixed that. I am advised that the same company fixed the sewer from pouring over by Arawaki.
Okay.
Because Jomo fixed that. You remember Michael Pintard couldn't get it fixed for 5 years. Paul Willie them say they had it on the drawing table. I never see no drawing table in the Ministry of Agriculture, so that was probably the problem. This drawing table was must be home. But Jomo fixed the sewer from pouring over with the same company then if this company's so good at fixing flooding and boiling over and bubbling over, then why y'all don't get them, Clay, to go fix that water out in the middle of Bay Street? Especially if y'all let the you remember the Prime Minister been to tour that? Remember they walked the 70-year-old Prime Minister up and down with a bad sciatic nerve to come look at this water and the road renovation in that same area. You remember that? When they had all the Darswell Street peel up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? And there was a time that I had great reverence and revere for a London trained lawyer, you know. But then I met Carl Bettel, and I no longer feel that way. I have the greatest level of respect for a good plumber. Because at least the plumber know how to fix stuff. And so since I no longer feel the way that I used to feel about London trained lawyers, and since I now know that if you have a good plumber, he could do more than just lay pipe, I say, since they can't get the flooding on Bay Street to fix, and I say, since one fella fixed the sewer bubbling over, you saw them on the sewer that used to bubble over at Arawaki?
Yeah, it was bad. It was horrible.
There's delightful. You could carry soft fans. You all could go for a nice little stroll. Zero sewer. Right?
The back still has a odor.
In the back of where? Have a odor where?
the
You
back
must don't know who Jomo Campbell is. No, sir.
The back portion.
You must don't know who Jomo Campbell is. When you check.
About a month or so ago.
Negative. You don't know who Jomo Campbell is. Jomo Campbell have in the back there. So nice. I just tell you could hold soft hands hand and scroll with her down the back. It's the northern side of Arawaki. Odor where? No, sir. So, again I say, why don't we just call the same guy? I mean, obviously if this guy can fix things, just call him.
So you have to introduce these people to the Ministry of Works.
But wait, there's more. Because Jomo could fix the flooding by Arawaki. Jomo could give away Easter basket. And Jomo still could find time to play. It should show them. And he must see Brian Ross. It ain't no way him one doing all of this. And so I've concluded that it ain't no way Jomo won this good. He must be Brian Ross. Because if Jomo good enough to have time to play in a band, right? And could fix Arawaki. And could give out the egg and fork set. What else he do? I mean, and you say Oda and Arawaki, you don't know who Jomo is.
In the back.
Nowhere. How come the other 25 people in cabinet can't get this water to stop pouring on Bay Street?
Well,
how come Clay so good at breaking down Shanty Town, but Clay can't stop Bay Street from
give it to Jomo
over?
then. Give it to Jomo.
They might as well just give this to Jomo too. That's how I feel about it. Because obviously only him one know a good plumber. And that's what we need at this point. Don't worry about the road people. Don't worry about no sidewalk people. Go and get yourself one decent plumber, man. That's what we need. And you know who can find him for you? Jomo Campbell. Soon as he Resi bass guitar that. All right? Wow. Yeah. So, anyway, the next thing. I talked about this a couple of days ago, right? It is becoming pervasive now. And I've already pointed it out to the people that I think have the power to fix it, but I must make them aware that we are aware. To the police officers that are out there getting pookie them with the wrecker truck to tow people car into inner cities, to the police officers that are calling Pookie them with these record truck to harass people. And I'm not saying to let people go. The law says that if your car ain't licensed and if your car ain't insured, it shouldn't be on the road. But can you please, Ryan Pender, I mean you, can someone please point me to, or it don't have to be Ryan Pender, anybody help me, the Commissioner of Police, the Controller of Road Traffic, the Commodore, or the All Island Sailing Regatta, anybody, help me. Point me to where is the legitimate compound for Pookie to tow my car to. Because I am in fear, because if Pookie get my car, Shanta go buy that. Because I don't want that car no more. Because as far as I know, Pookie them done do armed robbery in my car. And or Pookie them, you see the way they just jump out the car and, you understand? Ain't nobody coming to look for me in this car after you all let Pookie carry it all day and I know where it been. We have to fix that, Ryan Pender. That have to fix. We was able to fix the video. We have to fix that, Ryan Pender, because we can't allow this level of Gestapoism to exist.
Taking your car, paying you off, and bring it down the road where they could get it back. See, this is what the police them doing. Stopping everybody on Pinewood Road who have a problem. You give them some money, and this is what they doing. Yeah. That's what they doing. Working for the police. Yeah. Yeah. Now I get you all red on it. Look, that's what they do. And the guy pay the police, and they bring the car here, and the guy get the car from there. They talk about they impound the cars. They ain't impounding doing a bunch of. That's what you all do as crooks. Crooked fucking people, crooked cops. And I get the police numbers too. And I get the police.
So, while I would never be in an unlicensed car, right? We must ensure, spiritual advisor, that we do not permit pirates to swindle the poor in the name of upholding law and order. While I would never drive an unlicensed car, I'm going to tell you this now, that if by chance I happen to be in an unlicensed car and one of them fellas in one of them truck there pull up for me, Superintendent Sweeten and his wonderful team at the Grove Police Station are gonna have to come and professionally lock me up because I do not intend to get out of this vehicle.
Well, they could carry you as well. They normally do.
Carry me how?
If you insist on being with the car, they carry the car, you in the car as well.
Oh, that's fine. And whenever Pookie rests me down, wherever he rests me down, I gone. No, but because the government doesn't get to half bake the cake. You pass legislation in the parliament, correct?
Yeah.
You say don't drive the car unless I license it, yes? You say if it ain't licensed, the police could call the record truck to pick it up. You ain't buy the police no record truck. So the police, who is from among our society, calling a platyped cousin.
I believe the police have record though.
Where?
Do they?
You say you believe they have record, show it to me.
Sorry, I think it would be EC. No, sorry. I don't think they do.
And I'm saying to you that the cart can't go before the horse.
Yeah, they need to fix
Ryan
that.
Pender have to know better than this. You know what we can wait until? We can wait until someone go in one of these neighborhoods. It could be a big to-do-ment, right? The crime rate can go up. The commissioner of police, she could just be in disbelief about it, right? And then we can try to amend the law.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have to wait till it get to that. So, since I want just case with Ryan Pender one by himself, because I don't like people to say I racist, Jobert Colby Davis, as the Minister of Transport and Energy, it might be a reasonable idea to waive back fees. I can't imagine that the reason so many people driving their car around unlicensed is because they're all just incorrigible rogues who are incapable of rehabilitation. I refuse to accept that. I refuse to accept that we live in a country where Bahamians are just so gung-ho that they refuse to obey the law. I don't want to believe that.
Yeah, but there are a lot of unlicensed vehicles on the road.
And I believe that that is as a direct result of the COVID period. And that there are many people that are still grappling with things like mortgages and back rent and court ordered payments that they couldn't afford to pay due to COVID. And now that they are getting some normalcy in their life, the last thing they could think about is paying the government back taxes. So it might be a wonderful, since election next year, May, right? Michael Alcides, you might have to help out with this because I feel like it's you too. You might have to say, you know something? We are going to just erase the taxes that are owed. If you come with a car and it is operable and you haven't licensed it since 2020, you do not owe us for 5 years. Wow. You can come in and pay 2 years or 1 year. Because it is the government's job to catch the offender. You agree with that?
Yeah.
It ain't Pookie job to turn himself into the police. It's Pookie job to do the crime, yes?
Yeah.
And if Pookie do the crime, it's Shanta job to put men in boots with firearms to go get Pookie, yes? Mm-hmm. So if you ain't catch me driving this unlicensed car in 5 years, spiritual advisor, how could the punishment be that I should pay the back tax? No, because you are an obligation to catch me.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Spiritual advisor. Let's walk you with slow again.
You have to, the law says you have to license your car every year.
That feel double jeopardy. Yes,
every year.
Hold on.
And if you don't, if the second year comes, you
know why
you have 2 years. If the third year comes, 3 years. If the fourth year comes,
and that's foolishness.
That's 4 years.
And that's foolishness. So,
unless you have a letter from a mechanic station.
And this is the only country in the world where apparently a letter is like an oracle from heaven. I could get anyone I could get ChatGPT to type me a letter right now with a letterhead and an official stamp and everything on it.
Yeah, well.
So what is the purpose of this letter?
That it works for them.
Why does the Bahamas government insist that its citizens lie? Do you know that the law says that every police officer, while in the execution of his duty, is a traffic officer? You aware of that?
No.
That means that you're like 3,800 traffic officers and none of y'all catch me? You do not get to penalize me because you was inadequate.
Okay, so you're suggesting they change the law?
I don't care what they have to do. I'm saying we cannot permit piracy to prevail. And that's what that is. And now, you know what this is going to happen? What's going to happen? This is going to lead the police force down a rabbit hole of corruption, right? Because if as a police officer, I could call Platterpad, who lived through my corner with a record truck. Platterpad is charged $120 for car. But since the law tell me I could take yours, Platterpad probably is charged $150 because 30 out of that is mine, right? Platterpad carry 100 car a day. You following me? Platterpad ain't paying no rent for no vacant lot. Platterpad ain't paying no security. Platterpad even ain't feeding one half-dead Rottweiler somewhere to watch my car. Platterpad carrying my car right through the corner where your cousin Spider live, who got the ankle monitor on his foot. You listening to me? When other Pookie from the next neighborhood come and drive past Spider house, guess what he can see?
Where you see the cars?
My car park up in Spider yard. Now guess what else could hate me? Because Spider was leaning up on my car when other Pookie passed. You following this? Now, when I take my wholesome Christian self on a wonderful Sunday drive and drive through one of these corners, what you think other Pookie could tell blacks? Well, mother sick. See Spider there? You see how when you do not lend enough thought to these things, you create a quagmire. Now I just, with my good, decent Christian self, driving up the road, fellas open fire. What should I do? Call Shanta? It could be too late for me then.
Yeah.
And so, dear Minister, on behalf of poor Negroes, on behalf of poor people who are the victims of bad policy during COVID, not for my sake, for God's sake. You all say that the economy doing this thing, that thing, the economy doing so good, they say. There is no way that road traffic department probably could have one of the largest revenue generating periods of its time. If the minister went in Parliament on Wednesday of next week, after consulting with her cabinet and said, if you have an unlicensed vehicle that does not predate 2020, we are going to waive every single year that is missing. Come and bring that vehicle into compliance.
Boy, anyhow, we'd like to see them do it.
But what good is it for the... Okay, how much money they getting out of Pookie them now? And, hear me out. If all I gotta do is go pay the record driver, right? How does that benefit the government? If all I gotta do is find out where Plata Verde got my car, right? And pay him to get my car right back. How you think I can get it home when I pick it up from him? I can drive it. Spiritual advisor.
Yeah.
So how did the government win? This is a bad policy. And we have to look into it because all we are creating is piracy. And all we are doing is causing good, decent, upstanding police officers to be baited into criminal behavior. And then you end up with one bunch of police fired for extortion. Right? And that could never make any sense. Think we should get this to Jomo to do too?
Oh, no. I think they could fix it on their own.
You sure?
Yeah, people will.
Jomo have enough time to play the guitar, mate. Show Jomo. Jomo have enough time to go play guitar. Or he have plenty free time. Right?
Ryan Pender's one.
Look at Jomo. Jomo got enough time to play guitar. That mean he ain't got enough work to do. We should just give this to Jomo to fix too. Because he obviously good at fixing leaking sewer, right? He obviously good at putting up camera. He could give away Easter basket. Huh? He could go serve lunch on Mother's Day. But he can still find time to play the guitar. So I say, let's give Jomo something else to do. Like stop Bay Street from flooding. So he could, since only Jomo want to know where to find a good plumber. Let Jomo call the good plumber and Bay Street should stop flooding. And then when he fixed that, let's just let him also draft the legislation that fixes this kind of piratish behavior. Because I'm telling you right now, you listening to me as a law-abiding citizen, if they stop me in a car because it ain't licensed, which would probably never happen, right? Mm-hmm. The Grove Police Station is going to have to lock me up professionally because I don't go to no other station. I don't go by the Grove. Because I'm not leaving my vehicle. Because what y'all are not going to do is through your negligence put my life and the life of the people that I have responsibility for in danger because y'all hire blacks to be a policeman now. So he's policeman blacks, right? And him and Plata Verde grew up through the same corner, and Plata Verde and him have shares in the record, right? And so now y'all park my car through Quintine Alley where y'all know they looking for Spider. And y'all let Spider lean up on my car. Now my car marked, someone have to buy this from me. We cannot permit that to continue. And so, like I said, if y'all want me to regain my respect for London trained lawyers, because I used to have a whole lot of respect for London trained lawyers. You remember what changed that?
What changed it?
You remember? Carl.
Oh, come on, man. Carl listens back.
Oh, boy.
Say yes, man.
Okay, show me which time he was good.
Don't say that, man.
Show me which time he was good. He ain't win one. Carl like the Bad News Bears. I lying on him?
So press as it stands.
They say even a broken clock is right twice a day, yes? Carl Vettel is like a broken clock with a missing hand.
Wow.
Okay, anyway, so that's enough of that.
Wow.
But now I have greater respect for a good plumber. Because at least I sure he could fix stuff. And since the only minister in this cabinet that seems to have any cohesion that keeps him so functional that he could also find time to Calyptum Tonic on stage with a band, I say give it to him to fix. Because these things have to fix, spiritual advisor.
I agree.
I hope Michael Alkidas is listening to this because this ain't one of them. This ain't like how you all attach people LLC to their personal life. So even though you have a LLC, you still can't renew your business license because you owe the government property tax. Like, you know, that's a bad policy, but we letting that fly? You can't let this fly because this could turn into crime. This is going to turn into people losing their lives. Because what if this woman engaged this man?
Yeah, it could turn.
What if Platter had engaged the woman? You see what I'm saying? You just cannot leave the... And so while Chester Cooper is in Grand Bahama doing wonderful things, I tell you, he's happier than a Chester cat when I see him yesterday. Right? It is the little things that we've got to package a little better. And we have a whole white attorney general who is a lawyer. He must know that this has to fix. We have a whole brilliant lawyer, I'm told, as the Minister of Transport. She could waive these fees and get these cars licensed. And I say that Michael Alcides is one of the smartest Bahamians I've ever met, people say. He must could figure out a better way. Anyway, don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us. We're going to get to the birthdays now, and then we want to give away some tickets at some point. This is the cookout in aid of Julian McPhee Medical Fund, right? And we've got chicken served with peas and rice, and 2 sides. And then we have, what else we have here? Barbecue ribs served with peas and rice and 2 sides. So, spiritual advisor, here's what I've said. The first woman that called will get 2. The last woman that called will get 1. Just call
the
her.
show?
I mean, yeah, she can just call. I don't care what she is. She don't have to answer nothing. Just once as a woman. And I want you to be like a W woman now. Like, you know what I mean? And then the first young fella under 40 who have a decent pair of soft hands, he'll get 2. Because can be him and woman out expensive.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to make sure. Oh, they also have snapper. So I'll give the fellow who can soft hands or the ribs and the chicken. Right? I'll give the first woman that called a chicken and a fish. Yeah. I'll give the last woman who called a fish, because I feel like women like fish. Right? And then you could think about who to give the rest of them to. All right?
That's 4 left.
Yeah. They're barbecue ribs. All right? So let's get to the birthday shout out spiritual advisor, and then let's get back to the show, and then we'll open the lines and we'll give out some tickets.
All right, so we get one birthday today. Very quickly, we want to send a birthday shout out to Diane. Happy birthday, Diane. Coming from all our family and friends, especially Shelley and Vashti. Enjoy your special day. Happy birthday, Diane. And then we want to do a special shout out to the staff down there at it's the Subway, Old Fort Bay, the Shell service station.
Okay.
All right, shout out to all the girls down there. Special shout out to you all coming from the best friend you've had who likes to frequent that place and eat. So shout out to you ladies, all right?
All right.
And I think that's it.
That's it. And I also want to pay my respect to the alpha male, right? He's lost his battle with an illness, I guess he was fighting, but this is the last video I actually have of him, right? Because the doctors had told him, I frequent a little place, and the doctors had said to him that he shouldn't come back outside. And the last time I saw him, he pulled up in a brand new, well, new to him anyway, cheap. And I said, man, I thought they'd tell me, say, you ain't coming back out. He said, boy, that's what the doctor say. But the doctor tell me stop after 55 years, and the way I see it, if I was doing it for 55 years, not doing it for 2 weeks, ain't gonna save my life. So I come back to do the thing that I like to do. I could be an alpha male until the day I die. And so sad, in good old fashion, he was an alpha male until the day he died. He's actually the father of my squad mate, Anthony Williams, who he shares a name with, Anthony Williams. And so my squaddy, Tony Williams, and the entire family, man, your daddy was a great guy. I enjoy it. You ever just genuinely like hanging around a guy? Yeah, Tony Williams. He's quite the character. And so Carpenter, which is what we affectionately call him. Well, buddy, I'm not sad because I know you don't really want sadness. And I hope that whatever the reward is, I'm sure that whatever the reward is, you're just going to take it the way it comes, because that's kind of the guy you are. All right? So, noticeably absent yesterday, spiritual advisor, from all of that celebration and good time. Just to Cooper say, if you ain't happy, he ain't want to hear from you. Almost as if to say, you must have got the devil living inside of you. But there were one group of people that didn't seem very happy about yesterday's spiritual advisor. You heard about that?
Which group was that?
You don't know?
Was the leader of the opposition there?
Well, I understand from a source somewhere.
Was he there?
Michael was in there. Shannon Ann was in there. Adrian was in there. Other Adrian was in there. How much of them it is?
7.
I hear they say Crazy wasn't even there. And he lived in Freeport. So,
why would they not want to share this moment?
oh, I don't know, but let's see. So y'all don't think that I'm making this up. You have the clip with Jose? Yeah, let's go to the clip with Jose.
That's good
But
to hear.
Tanique, what I think is interesting, though,
Yeah.
is that members of the opposition were noticeably absent.
Oh, no.
Right?
Jose,
They were noticeably absent.
Jose, I
Now,
didn't ask you that because I wasn't going to do that tonight.
Johnny
'Cause I
Dropsy.
figured everyone was in the room because this is about Grand Bahama.
This is about Grand
What are
Bahama.
you saying? What did you say just now?
members of the opposition, members of the Free National Movement, were noticeably opposition. Keeping in mind,
You
now,
just,
now,
I think you missed them because the room was full.
I saw Iram Lewis there, but I can't count him anymore for obvious reasons, right? He's siding with the Coalition of Independence now, although he represents those in central Grand Bahama.
But if the deal doesn't go as is being said, then you should say, I was there with everybody else happy, giving you all an opportunity.
Right.
And no way.
And I think what's concerning...
You didn't see one FNM member of parliament from Grand Bahama in the room?
Shanika, I saw none.
I reached out to officials in Grand Bahama, of course, government officials, and also to the office of the Prime Minister. Was the opposition invited? Because then, like this, we all know this is nation now, and in particular Grand Bahama, regardless of whose idea it is and who brought it to the table and who made this happen. Well, here's the answer. We invited the opposition. Pintard and Thompson were invited, meaning Michael Pintard, leader, and Kwesi Thompson, member of parliament for East Grand Bahama, were invited. Pintard, I understand, was in Nassau. So apparently he was in Nassau today. Now, if that is wrong, you know the FNM, they will send out a news release quick and correct that. But apparently they were invited, neither attended, and the leader of the opposition was in New Providence today, perhaps still is this evening. And there's your answer.
And so that then gives me concern because when I listened later on to the news somewhere about things that were happening yesterday as we prepared for the show, I know that they somehow continues to bait a man that I have great revere and respect for, Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham, former, that is, who says that if the election is called, he's voting for the FNM.
Meantime, there's still no official word on who will step in to replace Dr. Hubert Minnis as the Free National Movement's candidate for the Killarney seat in the upcoming general election. Killarney has long been considered an FNM stronghold, with Dr. Minnis serving as Member of Parliament for nearly 2 decades. Now, when asked whether he believes the FNM can hold on to the seat, the former Prime Minister, Hubert Ingraham, had this to say.
I'm a voter down there. I'll vote for the FNM, yes.
So you think he can win? So you think that the party can still win?
I say I will vote for him. I will vote for the FNM.
And I can't really understand exactly how a man that I have such revere for, such respect for, a man that I've, throughout the entire time that I've been an adult, has always made in my mind the kind of tough decisions that were not necessarily always popular, but somehow always worked out for the best interest of everybody involved, right? I don't know why Mr. Ingraham continues to let the media bait him this way, but I don't understand how would a Hubert Ingraham publicly state that he's going to vote for the FNM when it has been also publicly stated that no matter what happens, Dr. Minnis won't be the candidate. So what is he basing that on? He said, yes, I'm an FNM, but I mean, is that enough? Like, should you just show up to the poll and vote FNM even if they send you a puppy? So I don't really understand how a man with the kind of cognitive capacity as Hubert Ingraham just makes such interesting statements. And why would he take that kind of bait publicly? And what exactly is he, or who exactly is he trying to help? And then my theory comes back alive, spiritual advisor, that Mr. Hubert Ingraham just simply doesn't make good decisions when he's in a losing position. You would recall that it was also Hubert Ingraham that advised, I mean, the one thing Michael Pintard get right so far, I believe, it was Hubert Ingraham that advised Michael Pintard in the FNM to not contest the West End and Grand Bahama and Bimini seat. You remember that?
Okay, yeah.
And I'm telling you, I was on the ground. I'm telling you this. Had they listened to Hubert Ingraham, Lincoln Bain would be the first COI member of parliament elected almost 2 years ago now. The best thing they did, because I can tell you what would happen if they had listened. PLPs would say, well, this even ain't a real election. We ain't need to turn up for this, right? Remember, Lincoln Bain got, 338 votes, or there's about.
No,
if I'm not mistaken, I think it was enough to secure his deposit. Right? If I'm not mistaken. If I am, then please, I would strike that from the record. But Lincoln, as a boy with no connection to West End, with no kind of foothold in West End, who had to campaign on two different islands, West End and Bimini, because you know the seat is on two different islands, was able to pool enough votes, and I don't recall him getting 0 in any polling division. So had the FNMs not run, in my view, such a potent candidate in the person of Ricardo, why do I not remember Ricardo's name? I know him very well. Grant, it is quite possible to surmise that Lincoln Bain would be the Member of Parliament. I don't believe that Kingsley would beat Lincoln. Had it not been for the FNM running a candidate and injecting so much of its machinery and its effort down there. And having a candidate who, in my view, on a podium, looked and sounded a whole lot better than any one of the other candidates. So I'm not sure if a party announces that we're not sending a candidate who is the incumbent, right? How is a Hubert Ingram deciding that he would vote for the FNM when he doesn't know who the candidate will be, when the 1st of May has gone and that is the date that they gave us to name the candidate, and 2 weeks past that date, the leader of the Free National Movement is still showing up on the news making these kinds of statements. Producer?
Intensifies over who will represent the Free National Movement in the next general election. A recent social media post sparking interest suggesting that the FNM chair, Dr. Dwayne Sands, may be eyeing the St. Anne's constituency. The same post also hinting at a possible return to frontline politics for former MP and Cabinet Minister Zhivago Lang. Amidst the growing chatter, the party has made one thing clear. Former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, who represented Killarney, is not expected to be a part of the FNM slate of candidates. When pressed by reporters on Wednesday, the FNM leader Michael Pintard remained tight-lipped about when the official list of candidates will be revealed, stating only that announcements will be made in due time.
We will keep the public posted on all of our decisions related to candidates going forward, and the process is occurring as we have planned it.
So can we anticipate that these candidates anytime soon?
We will know. We will.
A lot of speculations coming up.
We will keep you posted. We'll give you no further timelines at this juncture. We will keep you posted, but the process is underway in earnest.
Also stating that he took no offense to former party leader, the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram's comments on party unity.
I think it's always good advice. You would have heard Prime Minister Davis did the same thing with the PLP. So all political organizations would have moments of trials. And if we're working in the best interest of the Bahamian people, we try to find a way to work across any differences, because it's not about us. We are merely the spokespersons who should be talking about and working on behalf and with the Bahamian people. And so we welcome those comments by somebody who's a tried and proven leader in this country.
And so my question is Hubert Ingram being a Brian Ross now? Right? Because, Papa say he can vote for the FNM, but how we get check, Bradley?
They do know how you vote.
Who can check?
They would know.
Who they?
The kind of
You sound just like the woman who tell me say they see me or the other woman.
They would know.
Who they see me?
They'll know.
Papa say he can vote for the FNM. How we gonna know?
Well, I mean, how else you expect him to vote? He's going to vote for
He's
FNM.
a Bahamian. He can vote. He can vote.
You want him to vote for the PLPA?
I want him to vote for the FNA. I want Papa to come be a FNA with me, because the Free National Movement to date have not proven that they have any interest in being the government. They simply haven't proven that they're interested in being the government. They have no candidates. I mean, the leader of the party hasn't appointed or hasn't nominated himself. I can't figure this out.
But you honestly believe now that as strong a party as the FNM is, that they're not going to have any candidates in the upcoming...
Great, so name them.
Come on, man. They don't have to name them to please you. They don't have to do that.
To please me?
They don't have to do that.
I vote in one constituency. I voted in one constituency to please me.
Yeah, I think that.
At least I believe I know who the PLP is.
I think that's a moot point.
It's not a moot point, spiritual advisor. Parties.
They're gonna have their candidates.
Fine. Their name one.
That's gonna contest this.
And why would you
election.
continue to let the rumor mill spin one bunch of speculation? Do you know that there's a famous quote that says, "In the absence of information, the imagination of a man will run wild."
That's all right.
In
this case,
you cannot. You have to
the candidates
own
are
the
come.
story. The candidates are going to come. Is it going to be Shivago Lang? Well, by this estimation, you think they bring in Carl Wilshire Battle back too? Oh, what about Dion folks? While we at it, why not let, I don't know, other folks run? Just let. Why would we keep letting the names pile up? And Sartha is one of my favorite governor generals, so I don't mean any pun by that. Like, he's actually one of the smoothest guys I've ever. As a matter of fact, I think he is. You know, like how all old guys have a really cool son? Mm-hmm. That didn't happen to Sir Arthur. Like, Sir Arthur is the cool folks. Does that make sense? Like, he was always so much cooler than his children. Does that make sense? Does it make sense to you?
I don't know what you mean by that.
You don't remember Arthur Folks when he was Gigi?
Yeah, of course.
Arthur Folks was he was smooth as silk, my brother.
Yeah, I know his sons. So
And none of them are as cool as their daddy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man, Arthur Folks is the big ticket in the Folks family. He's smooth and he's sleek, and I mean, he steps one foot at a time, and he's brilliant to watch, right? Where was I? I believe you used an F&M antics to throw me off on the show.
It ain't that. I mean...
So the point I'm making is, Mr. Advisor,
the candidates
how
not being
long
named.
are we going to let the rumor mill own this news cycle?
Candidates being named by the F&M should not be a concern for those who
Even you with minutes.
You're not going to vote for them, so
Even
why
you with minutes.
why
What
be
you mean?
concerned?
What you mean? If they run Tanya in South Beach, boy, I for Tanya. Instantly. If they run Tanya in South Beach, if anybody could ask me no question, I for Tanya. Full stop. So don't tell me I don't know who I would vote for. But Mr. Ingram is saying that he could vote for the F&M when last week Mr. Minnis said he don't intend to not run for Kalani. So if Mr. Minnis running in Kalani, right? And here's what else I don't understand. How are we offering the name of people to recontest who have also not been winners? Shivago Lang won in when? 92? Well, or was it 97?
97, I think.
97, lost in 02. Came back on the wave and won in 07 and lost in 12, yes? Mm-hmm. And was that in two different seats? Marco City one time, Fort Charlotte one time. Yeah?
Yeah, maybe so.
Okay. So how are we talking about fellas that can't win two straight?
But,
right? No.
Shivago Lang is not going to be on any ticket.
Man, so why y'all letting his name spin in the rumor mill?
Yeah, that's...
Just end the rumor by naming the candidates.
Yeah, that was just mischief. He's not going to be
Why y'all letting mischief tank y'all a campaign like this? And I have to keep saying y'all because this is not the F&M that I remember. The F&M is a hollow relic of what it used to be, based on what I could see. And so I just don't know what convincing Papa that he would vote for them. And I like Mr. Ingram, but I think he needs to either stay inside for 2 weeks so people can stop talking to him, or stop letting the media bait him down this rabbit hole. He's no longer a politician. He's now ascended to statesman. And he should simply say, let the F&Ms deal with the F&M business. And anything you need to say to the F&M, you say it to them when you take them to lunch. You disagree with that?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, boy.
No. Now, this signing for the sign of the Heads Agreement yesterday in Freeport Grand Mama. Mm-hmm. What time did that take place?
2 o'clock.
Right. Now, here's what I'm understanding. You recognize that today is Friday, right?
Say something to me that can make sense now. I listen.
Today is Friday, and today is Henry Bostwick's memorial. Mm-hmm. I'm understanding that apparently they weren't able to get a return flight to Nassau.
You're going to tell me that foolishness. I'm not letting you tell me that foolishness.
For Henry Bostwick's memorial. And if that's the case...
They should have called Kenneth Nixon.
Then
they should have called Kenneth Nixon.
You have the way...
Then they should have called Kenneth Nixon. I'm not listening to that. That's fool. So you... Hold on. Let's walk through your story slow.
You have the way
I hope the Whisperer tell you that, because you know this phone is whispered to you. The Whisperer tell you that?
I got this from reliable sources.
So you try. So now the FNM is a
They
tuck shop.
could not
Oh,
get
no, man.
a
That's
return
how even
flight
voice answer.
back to Nassau
So the FNM.
in time for Henry
So the
Boswick's
FNM has
memorial.
gone from being a party that was capable of running the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to being a mom and pop shop. You trying to tell me that they can't charter a 5-seater from Nassau to Freeport for the leader of the opposition, for the deputy leader of the opposition, and for whom Kwesi live in Freeport? Why him in?
I don't know, it's a good question.
Oh, man.
But, this is what I'm
Then
understanding.
all they had to do is call Kenneth Nixon because I hear Kenneth will fly here for free and then you could forward the money later. And that's how they do it for the Flamingo? Yeah.
That's what they did, yeah.
So, next, Michael Pintard, hire me, yeah? Next time you can get back and forward because you're trying to get on Bahamas here, don't fool with that. Brave them on that. You ain't gonna never get on because Brave them gotta go. All you had to do was charter a 5-seater spiritual, but that's what the whisperer tell you? You should take that phone and throw it right out the window. Don't talk to them no more. That is a horrible excuse. That a whole leader of the opposition, see why I want Lincoln Bain be the leader of the opposition? You see why I want Lincoln Bain be the leader of the opposition? Because at least Lincoln would have gone down there on a plane that one of the people who funded this campaign would have paid for. And you trying to tell me that the whole free... See why I tell you all come be a FNA? Play my jingle, man. Come, don't listen to this FNM no more. Come and be a FNA with me. Lincoln, leave this COI thing alone. Jump on this boat now. You could come be a FNA because the FNM can't even... Play my jingle.
Cause we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. Tell them take the FNM, we ain't one of them. And the PLP is a gangster party. The COI is a party made up by just one guy. So if you wanna go all the way, come go with the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. When they shout PLP, just say no way. You're going with us in the FNA. The FNM done lost their way, and we don't play, we vote in FNA. The COI have a plan, they say, but the best plan is to go with the FNA. We are the...
So, I'm not listening to this guy, Bradley Roll. Put him on the camera so the people could see him. I'm listening to that.
That is what
Open
I
up
heard.
the phone line. Take that phone, you throw that right out the window. I'm not listening to that.
That's what I heard.
That the whole opposition, the one that is His Majesty's loyal opposition, the whole opposition, the Free National Movement, come by tickets on a charter flight to go to Grand Bahama? Man.
Couldn't get on in time.
I want to sell you the bridge, my daddy, leave me, and he will.
Couldn't get on time.
I'd like to sell you the bridge, my daddy, leave me, and his will.
Okay.
Are you interested in, don't mind, it named Sidney Poitier. They miss and put that on there. My daddy on the bridge. Would you like to buy it from me?
No.
Because you were there to want to buy anything.
No.
You, Bradley Roll, being of sound mind, sitting here today telling me.
This is what I heard. I guess it doesn't make any sense to you,
boy.
but this is what I heard.
Boy. Oh boy, I know people who run in 30 days in the Grove that could charter a whole 5-seater to carry them to stranded naked. And you trying to tell me that the opposition of the Bahamas can't get a 5-seater? Y'all don't waste my time. Get in the numbers. When we come back from the break, please call us. We got tickets to give away.
Make every moment unforgettable with Shop Smart. From colorful floaties and water guns to light vests that keep fun safe, we've got everything you need to dive into the season. Planning a beach picnic? We've got the cutest sets and coolest bubbles to bring the vibes. And don't forget our trendy swimwear for all ages. Summer starts here, only at Shop Smart. Your Miracle, number 122 Market Street.
103.5 FM, The Beat. Leland Miller is here. Bradley Rule is with us. And you know, we're on 224, we're on 112, we're on ILTV. We're coming to those calls. And for everybody that is listening to us, we appreciate you. Because, I mean, let's think about it. What else you going to listen to? I mean, this is the best program on radio. Leave this and go where? Let's take a phone call. And plus, I give you no things. So, leave this to go where? Let's take some phone calls.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, spiritual advisor. Hello, Steven.
This is the voice woman?
Yes, I am.
Hello, voice woman.
Hello.
What you want to say to us? You got anything you want to say? Because I ain't got no question to ask you. I just feel like giving woman things today.
Steven, I just love to listen to you on the show. But in the words of Rodney Manka,
Yeah.
Your soul, spiritual advisor isn't saved.
The spiritual advisor ain't saved.
Not at all.
Him, nor none of his cousins.
None.
Yeah, they ain't saved. Yeah, him, all his cousins.
Ma'am, listen here, caller.
His friends ain't saved.
Listen,
either.
I've been reading a book about women, right?
Yeah.
And here's what I'm guaranteeing. I believe you like me.
I do. You're correct. But sometimes
Wow.
you just need saved.
Well, isn't the sparkle in his eye?
Now, caller, listen. Michael Pintard is leader of the opposition, right? Why didn't the government arrange a plane for him and his party to get down there to that signing and then fly them back?
Did Michael tell them he won't go?
He is a part of government.
Did Michael tell them he won't go?
I understand that, but you don't think the party that Mr. Pintard is ahead of or in charge of, they don't have the funds to
They shouldn't have to pay. He's leader of the opposition.
But Michael live in Freeport. He could have just stay home. Michael ain't had to be getting there. Michael could have just stay home. Caller.
Yeah.
He lived there.
He lives there.
Crazy lived there.
Yeah.
Just how Iram stay home, they could have stayed home.
Exactly.
And then they could have worried with trying to borrow space on Brave plane coming to Nassau. Because that would have been easier.
Might have get their seat on the plane if they had stayed.
The government should have made proper arrangements for the leader of the opposition to get to that's their event, okay? So they should have made the arrangements. Anyhow, what did she get? She get a chicken and a ribs?
She get a chicken and a ribs. You get a chicken and a ribs, caller.
When's this for?
Thank you.
This is for May the 17th, that's tomorrow.
Oh, you're going to have to come and get
You got to come get these. You coming for these now?
I'm coming now. Thank you.
Great.
Good.
Okay, cool.
Producer, take a name for us, please. Let's take another phone call.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
How are you? You're trying to be the voice woman, eh?
I thought I was the person that was put to the deal.
Well, I can tell you something. You remind me of a song that say, I thought number one would surely be me. I thought I could have be what I wanted to be.
Now, Mr. Miller.
Yeah.
Remember what I told you when you were at the Defense Force base.
Well, you have to
tell you gotta be like Mr. Monka now for the ladies.
I giving away, you know something? Come. You just give them your name, spiritual advisor.
Take those.
You come for one of these. I ain't care that you ain't voice. You tell them I say. So you got one ticket. You come for it. You coming now?
Yeah, so I'll
all right, good.
You know where to find the studio?
Yes, I do.
What you mean, spiritual advisor? Everybody know where to find us.
All right, no problem. Thanks so much.
My name?
Yeah, give the producer your name.
Renee Allen.
Yeah, he hold the line. The producer can take your name. Next thing you know, boys come looking for you, Renee. Come on. All right, let's take another phone call.
You're live, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hi, is that me?
Yeah, that's you.
I thought I was number
one. I've been calling y'all before y'all even opened this line.
You thought of yourself as a mighty
Y'all are the
big
best,
man.
I must say. And spiritual advisor, you is a saved man.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yes,
you.
you are
Thank you,
saved.
Carl.
Tell
You know
her,
what,
woman,
Caller?
get
You know
yourself.
something? I want to tell you something.
Like
You
you
listening?
said, she must see like you.
Yeah.
I want to tell you something, Caller. You listening?
Yes, sir.
The spiritual advisor is saved. You are very correct. You want to hear something else?
Saved from what, though?
No, you
Saved
want to hear
from the
something
grace,
else?
From grace.
Absolutely.
This
Saved
cell
with
phone
grace.
ain't safe.
His cell phone ain't safe?
If he can get rid of this phone, heaven will be his new home.
No,
Caller.
that's his phone to be witnessing the gospel.
There you go.
Yes.
Preach the gospel.
No.
The gospel.
The sinfulness in the phone. That's if he could get rid of this phone, Caller. Oh, praise the Lord.
The F&M just
Yeah,
text
but
me
you
on this
know,
phone.
you was talking about other folks. His oldest son is just like him, Brendan.
I don't know Brendan.
Yeah,
All the folks
Brendan's
I know.
they're my cousins.
Yeah,
so
Brendan
that's why
cool.
I can tell you that.
Brendan's a cool guy.
But other folks is when I was in service. Other folks was the Governor General after Dame Marguerite. Yes.
Margaret, right.
And I think I was getting ready to leave the service, so my interactions weren't many. Right. I was there for 80 Hannah, which is where I met Ebony Delancey, who was one of the biggest, baddest motorbike riding police officers in the history of the police force. I've never seen a woman ride a motorbike like her.
Wow.
Right? But 80 was kind of rickety, right? And then after 80, because I was there from Ivy. Ivy was wonderful. She had all those wonderful granddaughters. They would walk in the garden every day. And then we had 80. He was kind of rickety with the glasses with the one handle. And I remember the highlight of my memory with 80 was when he saw the Miss Bahamas contest. And he said, well, if I die today, I'm a happy man. I've never seen so much beautiful woman in one place.
Wow.
And then after him, it was Dame Marguerite, right? And then Saada folks. And I remember thinking to myself, they say Saada 84. This fella was slipperier than oil in the water. I talking about just sleek.
Yeah.
You know? So, in my view, when you talk about the folks clan, the cool one in the family is the daddy.
Yeah, but the oldest son, Brendan,
Yeah.
he take the cake.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for that information.
Okay.
So,
I get nothing?
Yeah, you get these two tickets right here.
You giving her two?
I give, yeah. I have.
What she do to get two?
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you want ribs or you want fish?
Fish.
Woman like
You want fish? Okay,
Woman
so
like
I'll give you
fish.
this one here.
Okay.
This
Woman
ribs,
like that.
this for me.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, no problem.
Okay.
And so now we got,
Take care.
this is gonna be for the last woman. That's a fish. And if you're a man under the age of 40, you got to listen to me. I don't be in the fellas who like ride around with man all day. I ain't into too much of that. You're sweating up yourself. If you're a young man under the age of 40 and you got a decent pair of soft ants, you have to be able to tiptoe. I wanted to tiptoe in her tiptoe shoes. I got two tickets for you. And then, of course, this one is going to be for the last woman. Hey?
What about this?
This one is hanging in the ballast.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe we'll think about something. All right, let's take another call. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello?
Hey.
Are you on?
Hi, good, yeah.
Mr. Levi Miller.
Hey, buddy.
Spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir.
Spiritual advisor at large.
He's spiritual advisor.
For the
No. Spiritual advisor, extraordinary and plenipotentiary. At large is a joke.
Oh, those words are too high for me. I am not educated to use those.
But God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, one God, amen?
Amen.
So you see why I use advisor? God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, one God, amen?
Amen.
That's that Beverly and 8 Mile Rock. I love you guys.
Appreciate
you.
The Bridgewaters.
Yes.
Pleasant Bridgewater.
Amen. Absolutely.
Say amen. Okay, Mr. Miller.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a gambling man, I would say you descended from Auckland.
Man, boy, and you would have been all your money.
I know you had to be. You had to be for my hometown, man.
I just not
the
going
part
boy.
of the nation.
I just
The
not
part
going
of the
boy.
nation. The first time I met him, he told me all where I'm from and who was my family and everything, right?
Yeah.
And I just take that gamble, let some of that rub up on me to determine where you from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spiritual advisor and Brother Miller.
Uh-huh.
When Senator will be funeralized?
Oh, very interesting, and thanks so much for reminding me. We got a couple things for me to share anyhow. So his funeral is, well, first of all, producer, the memorial is going to be held on Monday, at the St. Joseph Parish Church. It's a Roman Catholic church it is, at 7 p.m. So Monday coming, which is the 19th of May, the memorial service of Rodney Munker, Hero of the People, that will be held at St. Joseph Roman Catholic Church, Boyd Road at 7 p.m. And then his funeral, for what we know, is going to be held on Friday the 23rd of May, and that will be held at St. Francis Xavier's Cathedral, West Hill Street. The information with the funeral is going to be forthcoming maybe shortly on Monday or day after.
Yeah, I imagine they wanted to get JHB in the ground first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Henry Bostic was buried today.
Would the funeral be aired?
On
Are you
radio.
going to have a state funeral?
State recognized.
State recognized funeral.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're going to be able to hear it on radio for as far as we know.
Yeah.
It will be broadcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
All right.
All right, caller.
Yeah, you guys are doing great
And just
work.
so you know, I am from the lineage of Elias Cox. So I is Elias Cox great grandboy.
Don't cuss now.
No, well, you know, everything with the Auckland's hard, you know. Maycock, Woodcock, Cox, Ardhill.
But that's too much Madeira bark.
And the Madeira bark. Ain't nothing in Auckland soft. And in case they wasn't hard enough for you, I from the Pine Field. Nothing in Auckland's soft.
How old are you, Mr. Miller?
40.
What was you almost as young as my last twin daughters.
Boy, well, you sound like you almost old enough to be my granduncle.
Well, let me just say this. But today is the 16th.
Yeah.
On Sunday, the 18th, I will be 78.
Okay.
All right, well, that's a good little bit of time. So everybody who is a betting man could play that 780. That sounds like the way to go.
Just bring me some money when you get it.
Well, God required 10%. I say keep me in line with him since I make in his image. All right, God, appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's take another one.
You're live. Welcome to Freedom
Hi.
Lodge.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Miller, I see you got your wish. You asked for one man and one last woman, and I am the woman.
Who's the last woman? You sure you're the last woman already?
I sure.
You see what I like with woman? Woman just is take charge, you know.
Confidence.
She ain't care. She ain't care if a woman call after her.
Confidence.
Mr. Miller, Mr. Miller, what color is the FNA man? I've been wondering.
We like black with sprinkles of green in it because we ain't want Brown say we TV color, but we ain't want Lincoln say we TV color.
Okay, I love green.
Yeah, so like black with sprinkles of green.
Okay,
right?
that's pretty.
And we printing shirts that make sure we can identify you that says I am an FNA. So
All
that everybody can know.
right.
And we
Let's
can get
go,
some.
let's go.
We can get some that say I am a real FNA. I
On the
am
way.
yeah. They can't beat us. How they can beat us?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you just keep close to me. So because when we take the opposition, we ain't gonna be playing around like Michael them. You don't think
I know so. We
you
have
think
heard
the
so many
FNA?
stories and seen so many bad actions.
You think all that champagne drinking, all that champagne yesterday? You believe if the FNA was the opposition, I's gonna stop?
No, sir.
Man, if you on medication, I want you to stop, and if you ain't on medication, I want you to start, because something have to be wrong with your head. If you
just
think,
keep yours straight.
if you think all that and they had party so big, call I here, they had party in the hotel, and that wasn't enough. The one thing I love about the PLP is they will not be outdone. And when the party by the hotel was over, they just walked right across the road and had one big Calyptum tonic.
Wow.
Yeah. And Michael Pentard, who live in Freeport, say he can't get home. You could ever hear such a thing? He must be like the boy from the pizzeria.
I'm telling you.
Ah, boy.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
I come in for a steak or chicken or fish.
You coming? What's she coming for, spiritual?
I come in for spiritual.
You just come. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. You just come.
Can I come on Monday?
No, the steak is tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
You see, this woman just like things and they ain't care. She ain't care.
How long are y'all there until today?
Just come. Give the producer your name. Once you come today.
Yeah, the ticket will be here for you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775.
Now, hold on, Spirit. I want you to keep me honest. This for our first woman. This for our second woman. This for our third woman. And this for the fourth woman just now, right?
Yeah.
Who say she's the last woman?
Right.
All right. So no more woman don't call me. I only
but
looking...
I already on the line.
Well, bless the wonderful name of Jesus.
Well, I don't want no ticket.
What you mean you don't want no ticket?
No, I ain't coming. I all the way in the east. I ain't coming to there.
All right, okay. So what you
I
said?
called in reference to a situation I had to the road traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I went to license my self-drive vehicles,
Mm-hmm.
and they do not have any plates. My vehicles are insured, and I was turned around. They said they had them in the system. When they looked, no plates there.
Wow.
Now, back in January when I did my truck, they did not have any plates then, but I was able to pay for the disc with the plate number on it.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they not doing the same thing for the self-drive vehicles?
Because we running a tuck shop, apparently.
But that's not fair because...
Why they
I
grant
got
you... Here's
pulled
another
over.
question. Why they grant you the letter before they had the plate?
Why is the numbers not generated? Because they could be on the desk.
Right.
Oh, boy.
And I got pulled over from the police carrying these vehicles back home.
Was it the police from the Grove Police Station?
No, it wasn't your nice guys.
Was it
Some PD
3118?
buffers.
Was it
young ones.
3118 rule? Because he don't play around.
No.
Okay. Are you okay?
I can call him name if I get catch, and I'm going back up there to see if because they tell me a month.
Yeah.
So I judging.
And you have to
it's gonna be
present
on
the
3 months.
vehicles in order to get the plates.
Pardon?
You have to present the vehicle in order to get the plates.
Yes.
So
I
why
was
doesn't road
leaving
traffic?
from there?
So why doesn't road traffic just give you OT plates in the meantime, so that at least when you transfer the car, you ain't breaking the law?
Okay, then I'll go up and inquire about that on Monday.
And
also,
when
too,
they give you the OT plate, make sure you bring me one now, because they never give me none, and I wanted one so bad.
What happened when you was pulled over?
Oh, the boys told me that, where's the disc for the car? I say they ain't give me none.
Yeah.
They say they don't have any. So, or he'll have to make a call. This don't sound right.
Yeah.
I show him the letter,
Yeah.
the insurance.
Yeah. He wanted to send you with bladder bed.
Business license.
Mm-hmm.
And he called somebody and they say, well, what she says is right.
Okay.
And the man said he'll let me go.
But this is also why I told them, caller, Michael Pintard, you can teach this one too. It's time to start an independent Department of Motor Vehicle Road Traffic Safety, right? And give it to a commissioner and populate it with a bunch of motorbikes, and let's get serious about road traffic and safety around here. So you'll go there, they'll license up your car, you'll do all your road safety things, they can do all the inspection of vehicles. That also doesn't need to be a part of the police force. You know, like how when you grew up in the 90s?
Yeah, I little younger than you, 35.
You remember Chips?
Chips?
Yeah,
The
Chips.
cops.
Chicago Highway, what it was? Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, with what did he name? Estradas? What did he name? What the fella name?
I don't remember his name.
The producer trying to mold it to me, but I can't. He's just like a Greeky speaking in back there. Carlos Estrada. You remember them?
Yeah.
So Carlos Estrada them used to work for the Chicago Highway Patrol. They wasn't really like police. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you put one bunch of scooter on the road, Pookie them can't ride around with their gun because scooter could be everywhere. But nobody wants to listen to me. So Michael, when you type your thing into ChatGPT later on this evening, you can name the Bahamas, what are you name spiritual advisor? Motor Vehicle and Road Safety Division, not division, because that means it's a part of something, department. And then they'll answer to, I don't know, the Minister of National Security or something. Take them with the transport. All right. Thank you, caller. Let's take it on one. Get in number.
You're live, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good. Hey, what's up, Nelly Bon?
Hey, Papa.
What's up, Papa?
I think that was a good idea. In spite of the Walmart man, so you got to carry the price up on the news this morning in foreign.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good idea. What Yvonne talked about yesterday.
Yeah, one Walmart and save West
Bahama.
Yeah.
All those places who don't go to Florida or go to the United States or even leave the country.
Yeah.
To take a trip to Freeport.
Yeah.
It'll bring some money in there too.
Yeah.
You know,
And I could go to Freeport. We could go to the little Sin City that they could make over by.
Look, Levon, I still think you're one of the smartest young men we get in this country.
You're very kind.
I appreciate you saying I'm very kind, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. You know, in spite, people mightn't agree with everything you say. If they give persons like you, and I'm sure we get thousands of persons like you in the country, but I don't know if they're getting the opportunity to do what you're doing. But let me just tell you to stay real and be doing what you're doing. Also, with the Johnson man who in charge of the business license, I think for the liquor, what you talked about yesterday, I think you say he's the Johnson man, the chairman or something.
Keenan Johnson, yeah.
I think what they need to consider when the new year starts, all of those business license, the liquor license will be like, I don't know what word to use, but it's a word you use. Will be finished at that time.
I want them.
That's when you bring in the act like you talk about, move them from closer to churches, make it mandatory that they don't be as much on Robinson Road and East Street like you say. I hope the Johnson man listening or someone could tell him. I hope yes.
I want them to stop letting the Chinese put their hand up under their skirt. That's what I want them to stop doing. You listening to me? See,
people might take it for a joke, but it's a serious thing. And let me tell you something. Like how they say they were thinking about it from 7 years ago, whatsoever. Now they
I don't care how long they was thinking about it. Listen to what I'm saying to you. See, because I remember being old enough, or I am old enough to remember, when liquor made Bahamians middle-class people. You know Gully? I was always jealous of Gully them because Gully them always had more money than my daddy. I don't know how.
What about Kirky Bar?
Kirky isn't that? Well, I didn't really know Kirky them. I wasn't really jealous of Gully. Let me not say that like that before someone translates it wrong.
I just wonder if they still exist.
Hold on, Papa. Let me get this out of me. So Gully doors were always. No, but Gully doors were always very well-resourced people. Like, you know what I mean? And they made their living off of the liquor business. So did Sid. You remember Sid?
Yes, Sid Bob.
Sid make his wealth off the liquor business. You remember the camps?
Yes.
They made their wealth, well,
the Chinese getting, they need to make sure the Bahamian getting the same deal.
The Bahamian regulators need to stop letting the Chinese put their hand up under their skirt.
Custom something to do with this, right?
No.
No, I'm talking about putting your hand under the skirt. What you talking about? You're talking about custom.
No, I talking about how it appears as though. Let me tell you what I mean. It appears as though none of the rule for business applies to the Chinese.
Yeah. They get it. They could sell liquor and food.
You talking foolishness? The Chinese could get a restaurant and liquor license.
Yeah, and we can't get it.
Hold on, and then don't put no restaurant in the building.
That's it. One last thing, Levon. One last thing.
Go ahead.
Okay. I believe Hubert Ingram has his rights. The vote for vote for, that's his business,
I agree.
Right? But I believe the question what the reporter should have asked, because I really believe that Hubert Ingram ride the wave with Brave and voted for Ronnie Duncombe the last election. I don't think he voted for Hubert Minnis.
Papa, I got to let you go because I'm trying to give away these 2 tickets, right? But my only question, thank you, Papa. Let's see if we can get a 40-year-old to call me to win these 2 tickets. My only question was, Mr. Ingram is a man with the kind of intellect and leadership that other young, bright, aspiring people, or people who are permeable, will listen to, right? Or pliable, I think the word is. Help me out. Mr. Ingram cannot just be making rash statements. You can't tell me you don't know who the candidate could be, but you ain't care. You just voting for the FNM. That don't sound intelligent. Anyway, let's take another phone. And he's too intelligent for that, in my view. Yeah, and he can't let his legacy be destroyed. Okay, all right. Please be a 40-year-old with a pair of soft hands. Welcome to Freedom March, caller.
Your ticket, I need a ticket. Mr. Miller.
Not Robert.
Mr. Miller.
Hey.
2 minutes.
I ain't got to. I really want to get his ticket away.
No, but this is...
Dave, call me Monday, please. Let's take another phone call.
Hello?
Hey.
Mr. Levon Miller, a spiritual advisor.
Oh, Lord. Hey, Robert.
Let me digress quick.
Robert, I got 1 ticket I want to give away. Please call me Monday. I promise to don't forget nothing we talk about today. I go open the lines from 4:15. Let's go, caller. Call leader, don't listen to the radio. Listen to me. Call leader.
Hello, Mr. Miller.
Hey.
Spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir.
But I don't know 40, but it's still getting ready then, but I will win the ticket.
Say the last piece again.
How much over 40
It's so get ready then, man, and the stakeout tomorrow.
You got to pay us off hands, yes or no?
Man, I got to pay us off hands, man.
All right, well.
And them are expensive to take out.
I can tell you that. If you mind this woman making daddy say you'll die wrong as a rabbit.
I'm actually on my way.
Very good. So we got your ticket here.
Okay, on my way.
Because when you carry them, there's order the most expensive things on the
Well,
menu.
you tell her ribs for her. Don't mind what she want. You tell her, baby, you look like you love ribs. Anyway, so that's it.
Producer.
We ain't got no... Producer, take his name and number, please. We ain't got no more ticket to give away, spiritual advisor.
No.
All right, good. Now, so, you say Michael Pintard them couldn't get you right. But Michael Pintard live in
No,
Freeport.
I'm saying that the government should have arranged a ride for them.
Or Michael could have just stayed home. Anyway, that's the jingle.
Monday.
I say like I do every Friday.
If it's the Lord's will.
Do every single thing in your power to don't kill nobody this weekend. More importantly, make sure you do even more to ensure that nobody don't kill you. And if you do that, I'll see you right back here on Monday on 103.5 FM The Beat, right here at ILTV Studios on Freedom March. Thank you, and have a good Friday.
Have a good weekend, everybody.